Dexter may have Dirty Harry on his side, but the Trinity Killer, Arthur Mitchell, has got a dirty hammer on his side and he's covering it in blood. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment here for Dexter Season 4, Episode 5 review. This one is called Dirty Harry, and we got a lot of Harry, and despite Harry just being an imagination of Dexter's head and basically Dexter having conversations with his dead dad, I think it's some of the best parts of the show.
It is the best parts of the show, and you know what? He felt like Dexter's dark passenger this episode. He was riding shotgun for all of it.
Yeah, so give us more Harry. I'm all for it. So we start with Dexter arriving at the parking lot where the hotel, Frank Lundy's hotel, the shooting was. We see Debra getting pushed into the ambulance, and we see Frank Lundy with basically he's been covered. So that doesn't look good. Whenever you're laying down at a crime scene,
maybe he's just cold.
Yeah, I mean he could have been. Well, I think he'd be very cold at this point, to be honest.
Stone cold.
Stone cold. Down out. So yeah, Debra gets wheeled in, and Dexter's looking around. It's like, who's that? And they're like, oh, it's Frank. He's then asking what were Debra and Frank doing at 5 a.m. and LaGuerta and Batista kind of just look at each other, and Dexter's like, oh, so Dexter a little bit slow, but then he thinks when she's been loaded into the ambulance, damn it, if Deb dies, I'll be lost. So, I mean, even then, it's like if Deb dies, it's almost like he's not thinking about, oh crap, I've lost my sister. It's more like my purpose is kind of, I've got nothing left really, I'm lost.
I got nothing left. But here, I've got nothing left, Frank Lundy's dead.
Yeah, rest in peace, Frank Lundy. Great character.
Do you not think, though, the department almost didn't give two shits about Lundy, and it was, oh, Debra, flesh wound. Lundy just got quickly covered up as the blanket over him. True,
but you got to factor in as well. Like, Debra is literally one of them, she is part of that department, whereas Lundy was just a guy that's... I mean, no, they all respect him, and he's rockstar Lundy, but it's not quite this...
Rockstar and A-stars.
Yeah, so that's...
I like the fact they lived on the videotapes, so the audio tapes even.
Yeah, the audio. It's not the last we hear from Lundy because Dexter does retrieve his videotapes, and yeah, we get to see what more Lundy's got to say. Quinn was the first one on the scene, but the shooter wasn't there, and yeah, Dexter's gonna have to try and figure out who done this. But with Lundy's wallet and everything being missing, it looks like it was the hotel murderers, but Dexter doesn't think so. He believes it may have been the Trinity Killer.
And we cut to him in a diner. He gets his omelette without the diced tomatoes, and he tells her, "You do that again." You listen when Trinity tells you that, though.
Yeah, so he's like, cheese, egg, tomatoes, diced. Coffee's not the problem. The tomatoes are the problem. But yeah, just
What happens though? She's like, "Fuck you, eat it." Can he not kill her because the cycle requires an old man?
Well, I mean, I guess he could make an extra adjustment, couldn't he? Like, I mean...
attitude adjustment and all that good stuff, but here, he's a serious man. He's a weird man, but he's a serious man.
He is. Christine arrives to do some reporting. Joey's like, this is not the time. She says, I'm not here for that. I'm here just to see if you're okay. But he's not going to get it. He said, of course I'm not okay. My partner's just been shot. Then she goes to speak with Batista.
You see how quickly, like, it changed, though? Oh, I'm carrying Quinn, and then Batista was like, haha, Batista,
it's all fake,
it's fucking fake as hell,
man. So Christine wants a story, Batista's not going to give it, but then he thinks on the fly, and he decides to get Christine to run a story that Johnny Roast basically has an STD, and that she's going to put it in the papers, and hoping that this will piss off his current girlfriend that he's been committing the crimes with. Because that will mean that he has been cheating on her and potentially giving her an STD. So, I mean, smart thinking from Batista.
Absolutely, and we'll see how it plays out. But Batista, 200 IQ move.
Yeah, obviously he's trying to cause a bit of friction between these two hotel shooters, thinking that maybe they can get her to turn on him by making up this story with STD. So
you can use the reporters to your own advantage.
Yeah, no, definitely you can, and that's what Batista has done here. You see Rita answers a phone call, and she finds out that Dexter's still got a landlord. He's still got his apartment because there was a flood. And she bitched about this the entire episode.
I actually thought this was disgraceful. Debra as well, going through Dexter. It's like, right, yes, he lied. He said he was going to get rid of the apartment, right? But see, at the end of the day, so what, he didn't. I guess the only thing you can say is that Dexter did this lie that he was a drug addict and all this stuff. I mean, he did actually cheat on Rita, so that part is real. But it's like, I almost feel like they took this worse than anything he's done previously.
I guess if he didn't have the whole history of being, a drugs user and a cheater, then maybe him having his own secret apartment wouldn't be such a big deal.
Yeah, but maybe I can see Rita's a point. But like, Debra fucking took it worse than Lundy's death.
I mean, I guess
hyperventilating. Oh, Dexter.
Well, she wasn't hyperventilating over that. Like,
I know, but yeah.
I guess she just doesn't want Dexter to fuck up like she has. But
I get it, right? But if Dexter turns around and says, "Yo, I'm sorry," right? I did say I did sell it. I was going to, but I just never got around to doing it. You know what it is? I can't be arsed talking to the real estate people and all that. Is he if he whips that excuse out? Is he going to get burned here? Is he going to get like raged at? I think just Rita's just turned into a whiny bat. I almost wish the Lila stuff didn't happen, because then it would be like, right, what is your fucking excuse, Rita?
Yeah, no, I actually preferred Lila with Dexter. I thought it was a better. I know I'm in the minority there, but I preferred Lila and her relationship with Dexter. Just think with Rita, it's just too boring. It's almost. I just feel like Rita's kind of there to be an inconvenience for Dexter.
Yeah, but he's got no backbone. But the whole point of having no backbone is to avoid attention.
Yeah, so
like, he could have, been like, you know what? Shut up. I bought that place before you, and if I want to keep it, I can.
Is it really bad if Dexter's reasoning was, look, it's a place where I can just go.
No one's bought it yet.
No, why can't Dexter be like, I have a difficult, stressful job. That's a place where I can go and relax.
My office.
Yeah, where I don't have kids running about and screaming and crying. So I don't know, but obviously Dexter doesn't say that.
It's just the way, like, when Aster picked up the phone, Rita's arse dropped, and then Debra's arse dropped. It's like, Jesus Christ, folks! Like, come on, it's just a fucking apartment.
Yeah, but I can see your point. Like, I mean,
no, I can see the point, but. Yeah, what's going to happen when the day might come when these two find out that Dexter's killed about 4,000 people?
Yeah, I think
the apartment's going to be a distant memory.
I think they'll also take that bad. Dexter visits Debra at the hospital. He helps her pee. Anton walks in. Anton just looks at the bed, sees it empty, and he thinks that she's dead. And Debra's like, oh, nah, she's just peeing. Then Rita comes and says, where's Debra? She's like, he's peeing with Anton. She complains about the apartment. Debra then tells Anton she slept with Lundy. Lundy wants to forgive her. He's like, it's okay, we can work through this. You were there for me, I'll be there for you. But she's like, look, you don't deserve this. He said, I thought you were happy. She's like, yeah, so did I. And then he just storms out. And when he stormed out, I mean, I was beginning to think, fuck, maybe Rita and Dexter would think that Debra's dead or something, but didn't really catch on.
No, they didn't. But as for Anton, yeah. See you later, buddy. Enough in character. And I hope this is the ending.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see any need for Anton to continue being in the series. If he isn't with Debra, then what's the point of this guy? No point in having him, really.
When you look at him, it's like, he could have just stayed as a CI. He could, like, see once that arc ended, that was him. See you later, alligator.
Yeah, Thomas Matthews is there. And LaGuerta reveals that she told him. So he tells Batista that, look, I told him about our relationship. I made it public. Batista's not happy. He said, the problem is, you made that call for both of us, and I didn't want to. So Batista not too happy about that, and maybe he's got every right to, because later on, Thomas Matthews tells Maria that Batista's going to have to go. He's going to have to get transferred. Which doesn't seem fair.
That doesn't seem fair. Where's Angel Batista going? Hopefully not out the show.
Yeah, especially after his good detective work.
But, I mean, look at the amount of red flags this relationship has thrown up within the first couple of episodes of it. But yeah, neither of these two can see it. Like, yeah, they'll confront each other about the issues, but they're not like, here, this has been a clusterfuck so far.
Yeah, it has been, but Batista's lie paid off because Johnny Rose, his girlfriend Nikki, ends up shooting him after thinking that he has been cheating on her and lying to her. And then she gets caught. Quinn shoots her with a taser. She comes under arrest. So Batista gets the credit for that, and then gets basically transferred out the door. So
seeing him, I get it, right? They kind of wanted her alive, right, for information and yada yada yada.
Yeah, this scene didn't feel realistic to me because
see in America, she gets killed here, or at least shot in the arm.
Shot in the arm, don't really do that shit.
People do. Oh, come on. Shot in the arm, shot in the body, whatever. She is sitting, drugged out her head, intoxicated, waving a gun in front of about 200 cops in a alley that's quite open to the public.
Honestly, that's like video game stuff, man. See in real life. See if you're a cop, you're not aiming for a small limb, and in the chip, in case you miss and then you get shot, killed. That's like a liberal narrative. They don't do that shit.
No,
you're not going to aim for. Oh, I'm going to aim for the wrist or something, and you miss that, and then someone just turns around and shoots you in the body, and you're dead. I mean, that doesn't happen. But like the cop, the cop at the scene said that every time we approach her, she puts a gun up. I'm surprised that as soon as she put the gun up,
that is ridiculous, though.
No, I get it. They wanted to capture her because of all the murders, and I mean, they obviously wanted a witness, like. But I think she's very lucky not to have been killed. But she got tasered by Quinn, I guess. So.
Yeah, I mean, taser was definitely the best option here because you don't risk killing her at the end of the day. But it's like, could you not taser her while, like, do you need her to be facing away from you to taser her? Not really, but the whole line about,
hold on, like, I mean, how can you get close enough to taser her if she's going to point a gun at you? You kind of do need her to turn away.
Taser for a distance, my friend.
Not that distance. There was a pretty big distance between.
Are you an expert in police protocol?
Aye, alright then. It was a wee short distance.
15 feet's enough for a taser.
Right, okay.
I know, but hold on. See this whole ho. Every time we get close to her, she puts a gun up in the air.
So you think if Quinn
got close to her before? You can't even admit it.
Aye, and then the gun goes up. So why wouldn't the gun go up again? I just think
this scene's a bit fucking ridiculous, to be honest.
Oh, you're entitled to your opinion.
What, you just said the scene is ridiculous?
Yeah, no, I do, but I don't really agree with your reasoning, like, that they should have just tasered her at the beginning. The only reason Quinn was able to get close enough to taser her is because the distraction. But yeah, look, I mean, to me, if she's waving a gun at police officers, like, I'm surprised she wasn't dropped, but it is what it is. They wanted to bring her in, I guess, so she could talk. We see Dexter then goes to Lundy's apartment. He steals all his tapes, all his, basically, like, I mean, for me, I'm getting this, that Dexter's almost stealing everything he needs to track down the Trinity Killer, and it's almost like he's undoing a lot of Lundy's work, because if everyone else found this, like, I mean, they would be able to close in, you think, on the Trinity Killer, and I mean, it would make Lundy feel like an even bigger rock star, because he put all this, effort into finding this guy, but then Dexter basically tries to steal all Lundy's work, so that it doesn't get out.
Yeah, I see the point there, but it's like, Dexter knows that this Trinity Killer exists. Debra kinda knows as well. They're like the only real two. Everyone else didn't really buy it. But here, that description of 6'4", blue eyes, looks like I see something in his eyes, Frankie.
Yeah, so Dexter listens to all the tapes and he's like, I don't know what he looks like. How am I supposed to find him? And then Dirt Harry's like, well, not all the tapes. What about that's your tape recorder? What about Lundy's? So Dexter then realizes, shit, I need to get the tape that's in Lundy's. He goes into the evidence locker and manages to steal the tape. He replaces it with a blank tape, I guess, and then he gets a description of the Trinity Killer, so he kind of knows who he's looking for. We then see the Trinity Killer buying a hammer. He tells the clerk that I've got an important job and I need to make sure I finish it. Clerk's like, well, why don't you get some more labourers? And he's like, nah, it's a job I've got to do solo. I've got to do it by myself.
I gotta ride solo. I tell you what, Trinity, man. Weird guy. This guy just standing with... This looks like the weapon for the job.
He picks it out. The framing hammer. It's got good impact. Solid spray. So then we get a scene with Dexter and Debra where she's breaking down over Lundy. She thinks she's the fuck up, but Dexter says, nah, you're not the fuck up. Don't be saying that. Then she warns Dexter, don't be like her. Don't make a mess of things with Rita like she's done, because she had Lundy and Anton yesterday and now she's got none of them.
But she points out, like, oh, Dexter, you've got the kids and your wife. Yesterday I had Anton and Lundy. Yeah, but you can never...
but you don't. She could still have Anton if you don't want him. You can't really. say, oh, I don't...
Unless you're in one of those weird, triangle relationships, you never actually have Lundy and Anton.
Well, she had the option of both.
No, she had the option.
I mean,
but
she
it was
still
always going to be Frank Lundy,
and she
man.
still has Anton, but she doesn't want Anton.
See, once Frank Lundy rocked up with his cucumber sandwiches, man, that was...
His feet in the pool.
Aye.
1 o'clock.
It was made.
Lunchtime. We get a scene
There
with...
was lunch in heaven for Big Lundy.
Yeah, we get a scene with Rita. She goes into the apartment. She's waiting. She's looking at this, like, big trunk. Wants to know what's inside it. Dexter is, like, reluctant to open it up. She says she was going to break into it. He's thankful that she didn't. He then opens it up, and it's, like, got this, like, safety compartment. So it opens up, and at first it looks like it's Harry's gun. He said he didn't want it there with the kids. But underneath it, he's like, thank God you didn't see all the syringes and the scaples and, all the cable ties and all of that good stuff that Dexter uses. And he's like, look, nothing to panic about. Nothing to hide. And she's like, what do you mean nothing to hide? You've hid this apartment, you've hid the car crash, you pretty much hid everything. And she says that, Dexter, you're getting so good at lying, it's uncomfortable to watch.
I honestly, I don't get Rita. Like, where the fuck was this backbone with Paul? That's his name, isn't it?
Paul, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, the only reason she's got, like, a backbone with Dexter, because he doesn't fight back.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. He does not.
It's like, she's like emotion. I honestly think she's emotionally doing to him what Paul did to her physically, but the only difference is Dexter has no emotions and he doesn't really... I'm not saying she's like completely toxic, but it's like she does like manipulate him and all she does is moan and bitch and fucking complain and do this
see
and do that.
See if this wasn't like pretty much like a fake relationship for Dexter just to blend in. He wouldn't be with her, would he?
No. I know, I wouldn't like...
I mean, Dexter's not happy.
No, he's clearly not.
He doesn't want to be there, like, don't even think he cares about his own son.
Who the fuck's Harris?
So,
Harrison Ford.
Speaking of not fighting back, the Trinity Killer's victim doesn't fight back. We see him pacing about this building. Looks like he's talking to the security guy. Looks like he's planning on renting it. Security guy takes him to the coffee shop and says, oh, look, I've got you a new customer. Trinity's like, no coffee for me. It makes me a different person. And then we see later that night the Trinity Killer is in, but...
He must have took the caffeine then.
Yeah, we thought that he was going to be choosing the security guy to kill. We thought he was going to kill the security guard because he fitted the description. He had 2 kids. He was doing his walks. It took him about 45 minutes and it pretty much left him isolated. He spoke about how there used to be 2 of them doing it, but budget cuts meant that there's now only 1. So I think we all assumed that he was going to be the one that was killed, but no. In fact, it is the coffee barista that the Trinity Killer kills, and he bludgeons him with the framing hammer, and he does this while the security officer is out on his walks. Dexter manages to get in. He looks in the security footage. He finally finds it, but it's too late. There's nothing he can do. It's on the 4th floor. Runs up the stairs, but the doors are locked, so he needs like a key card to get access. He gets back down, and the lifts aren't working, so the lifts are upstairs, and then there's 2 steps of stairs. So he knows that the Trinity Killer is going to take either the left step or the right step. Which one? Dexter doesn't know, and he can't risk it. He can't risk taking one in case he doesn't pick the right one, and the Trinity Killer gets away, and Dexter might never see him again.
Yeah, he can't do that, so what he does, he bolts out the door. He's running, he's like, right, car park, where's the car park? He looks, the lights come on, we see the Trinity Killer's face, so there's no two ways about it. He's seen it on the CCTV, he's seen it now in real life. He then jumps in the car, follows him, into this, like, really dodgy...
Shit neighbourhood,
but then the fan, like, pulls into this driveway and there's like...
a nice suburban area.
This is a nice house. Wait a minute.
He doesn't belong here. And he gets to the door, he opens the door, his wife greets him, his kids greet him. Dexter's like, oh, me and Lundy were wrong. This isn't some, single individual guy that is, running around without a home and killing people. He's actually got a family, and Dexter realizes he's just like me. He's blending in. He's got the wife, he's got the kids.
He's blending in, but it's almost like they knew Dexter was watching because, the clips I've seen, shut up, cunt. I mean, this seemed like a happy, loving family here Dexter was watching.
The show ends with Dexter just like hiding behind a tree, watching on as Trinity, enters his house. So, yeah, that was it, guys. Dirty Harry. Rest in peace, Frank Lundy. Rest in peace. Ah, that arsehole that shot the cops. Whatever his name is. Johnny Rose. Fuck you, buddy. You're dead as well.
So, who actually is it, though, that killed Lundy? To me, it has to be the Trinity Killer, because it was like a perfect kill. Shot Debra, but shot Lundy in 2 bits where he died and left the tape recorder. But made it look like it.
I think Lundy stole his stuff to make it look like it was the vacation murders.
Aye, well, I mean, to me, it's a Trinity Killer.
Well, we'll find out.
And Dexter figures it out within like 3 seconds. Everyone else is playing checkers.
Well, we'll find out, I guess, when Nikki's being interrogated next time out. Because yeah, she's not dead. She got tasered, so I believe that she'll have some answers to answer. But that's it. I mean, Dirty Harry Morgan did say that everybody that has, sat on your table, lay on your table, he deserves to be there the most. And he also said to Dexter, he's hurt your sister, you need to kill him. That was my blood down there too.
Technically it was.
So, Harry Morgan here, it's personal for him.
It is personal for him. He's funny. Yeah, I've never seen him so invested in one of these.
So, that's it. Dirty Harry, what are you rating it out of 10?
I'll give it a 9. I thought it was really good. I thought the cop scene was a wee bit ridiculous.
Yeah, I didn't like that scene, to be honest. Especially, the only thing I can think of is because she is linked with those vacation murders, and it's a multiple murders, and maybe they just want to, for proof, so they can put that case to bed, that it's real. They deem it as really important to capture her alive. I mean, I get that aspect.
I get that, but the amount of cops that are there, it's like, a lot of them are trigger happy, man.
When she starts waving a gunner in, you'd think that would be a good night.
Aye.
Anyway, I'm going to get a 9 as well. Dirty Harry. That's 2 back-to-back 9s, guys. Season 4 beginning to pick up here. So, yeah.
R.I.P. Lundy.
R.I.P. Lundy. But we'll see what happens next time. Could be R.I.P. Anton as well. Might never see him again.
Aye. Gone in action. M.I.A.
Yeah, also, there was a funny scene when Harrison must have pissed himself or shot himself, and Rita says, I think Harrison needs a clean, and Debra was like, good. Thank God. I thought I'm glad that's not coming for me, because like her and Harrison were both like on the couch, and obviously she's an invalid and can't really do much. I don't know, that kind of cracked me up a wee bit.
It was a funny scene.
Anyway, guys, that's it. We'll catch you in the next one, 9 out of 10. Till then, peace.